Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will understand how insertion sort works and what is its concept. We will also take examples to understand its concept as well as algorithm or code. Insertion sort is majorly used algorithm because it is more efficient as compared to selection sort and bubble sort. We will understand this concept when we will look at time complexity of this algorithm for best and worst case. So let's first understand the concept of insertion sort. Insertion sort again is similar to selection sort. Onto that we were considering that there should be two parts of the given data structure. One will be sorted and another will be unsorted. And in selection sort we were doing finding out the smallest number and we were replacing it with the first position of unsorted array. But in this case, as it is clear from its name, it's insertion sort. As the item comes, we will try to compare it with the last item of the sorted array and we will find the appropriate location. Onto that location, we will insert the sorted value. So this is how insertion sort works. And we'll take the help of temporary variable onto which we can store the current value so that we can do the comparison. So temp value will store the first value from unsorted array. Temp variable will be helpful because we can store the first number from unsorted array and its value will be preserved. So we can easily override and shift the positions of sorted array so that we can find the perfect or appropriate location for the temp variable or the first element of unsorted element. So we will keep on comparing the values and wherever there will be a need we will swap the positions and we will try to find the appropriate position for the current variable or current value at hand. So we will keep on incrementing the counter and until we will sort the entire part. So this is our code. So in this code we will require two loops, one for loop and another is while loop here. So this code is for C++ program but it will look different if you will choose different programming language. So here we have taken three variables, two counters for each of the loops and one temporary variable as per the requirement of this insertion sort. So this temp variable will hold the current item's value so that until we will find the appropriate location so that we can insert the value from temp variable and then it will be released. So this code will be understood to you when we will look at the example. So let's first understand the concept. So this is our example array. So we'll try to sort it using insertion sort. So with this example, the concept of insertion sort will be clear to you. As per the requirement of insertion sort, we should have two parts. One will be sorted and another will be unsorted. So we will consider this first element as a sorted element, as a sorted array or sorted part, and rest of the elements will remain as unsorted. So this is the first condition of insertion sort. So this one element will itself is in a sorted array. So we will consider it as a sorted part. So on to the next pass, we will pick the first value out of the unsorted array and will compare with the last element of the sorted array. So we can also say the immediate closest value of that particular first value of unsorted array. So we'll try to compare it with this. If there will be a requirement of swapping, so we will do it. So we will store this 4 into the temp variable and this location now we can override. So now we will compare. We can see that 4 is less than 5. So we need to find the location of this 4 and we also need to increase the size of sorted array. So obviously 4 is less than 5, so we need to shift it. So 5 will be swapped to the next position because now this position we can override because the 4 value has been preserved using temp variable. So 5 will be shifted here. Here will be a question mark and rest of the array will remain same. So now again we will find if some another variable is there. So no other location is there in the sorted array. So now this value, this 4 can be shifted to this question mark. Now 4 will be inserted into it. So now the new sorted array is this. So it is clear that 4 and 5 are sorted and rest of the elements they are unsorted. So again we are going to move to the next pass and on to that pass this is our unsorted array. So we need to pick the next item. The first item of unsorted part or unsorted array. So we'll try to compare its value with first or the last element of sorted array, because here you can see the two elements are there on in the sorted array. So this is at 0th index, this is at first location, so first index. So we will compare this value with the last value or the closest immediate value of sorted array. Temp will store now 10 value, so now this value can be overridden if there will be a requirement, but we can see that 10 is greater than 5, so no swapping will be done, so this will remain as it is. So no swapping will be done at this position, but size of the sorted array has been increased to 3. So now these values are sorted in itself. So we are left with this unsorted part. So now at this stage, temp will store the 2 value because this is the first element of unsorted part. So now we'll try to compare, and this value can be overridden because this space we have preserved in the temp variable. So now 2 is less than 10, so swapping will be required. So 10 will be shifted to next position. So here will be a question mark, here 4, 5 as it is. So 10 will be shifted. Now 11, 1 and 50. Rest of the array will remain same. Now again 2 will be compared with the next element, which is 5 here. So now 5 may be shifted to this location because 2 is less than. So now here we have question mark. So at this 5 has been shifted or swapped. So rest of the array will remain same. So now again 2 will be compared with 4. So we can see the 2 is again less than 4. So this will also be swapped. So 4 will be shifted to the next position. So now here is a question mark. 4, 5, 10, 11, 1 and 50. So now here is the blank space. So we can easily insert the 2 here. So now 2 will be inserted here. This is our sorted array. So now we are left with 3 elements in our unsorted array. So again we will start with having temp variable. So now temp will store the first element of unsorted part, which is 11 here. So now again we will try to compare it with the closest value or the last element of sorted array. So now we can see 11 is greater than 10, so no swapping will be required. So our next sorted part will be this only. So now we are left with only 2 elements. So on to the next pass. We have the first element in temp, which is 1 here, first element of unsorted array. So now we need to do the comparison. So we'll compare with the last element of sorted array. So 1 is less than 11, so swapping will be required. So 11 will be shifted to this location because this can be overridden because its value is saved in temp variable. So 11 will be shifted to the next position. So at 11 there will be a question mark because the location has not been found. So we can't insert 1 directly here because we need to first find the appropriate location for this value. So after that we can do the insertion. So 11 is shifted to next location. So now this is the case. Now 1 will be compared with 10. So again 1 is less than the 10 value. So again shifting will be or swapping will be required. So again at 10th position we will be having question mark, and next we have 10 and 50. So again we have to compare it with the next item, which is 5 here. So again it is less. So swapping, 5 will be swapped. So 2, 4, this location is empty. 5, 10, 11, 50. So again it will be compared with 4. So again swapping will be required. So 4 will be shifted to next position. So now here we have question mark 4, 5, 10, 11 and 50. So again we will be comparing with the last element, which is 2 here. So again 2 will be shifted because 2 is greater than 1. So here we have at the first location question mark, first location of sorted array. So 2, 4, 5, 10, 11, 50. So now we are left with no element in sorted array to compare with the temp variable or the first element of unsorted array. So again here we can insert the value. So this is the appropriate index or appropriate position for 1 to be inserted. So 1 will be inserted here. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 11. So this is our sorted array, and only item which is left is 50. Now we have to pick only item. This is first and only item of unsorted array. So again comparison will be done with the closest value or the last value of sorted part. So again 50 is greater than 11, so no swapping will be required. So here we will stop. Unlike selection sort, so we need to compare with each item. We were taking the small value and we were finding the smallest number out of the unsorted array, and we were doing the comparison with each and every element. But in this case we are doing the comparison. If there is requirement, then only we are moving to the next part. Otherwise, let's say in this case you have seen that 50 was at its appropriate location already, so no swapping was required and no comparisons were done in this pass. So this is the beauty of insertion sort. So its time complexity is less as compared to other sorting elements. This is our sorted array after applying the insertion sort. So let's now find the time complexity or the efficiency of insertion sort. So for best case, in best case is when we will be provided with ascending order of the array already. So onto that case, there will be no swapping but comparisons will be done. So onto that case, the best case is order of n, and swaps, there will be no swaps. So we can write swaps like order of 1 only. So this is the best case. In onto the worst case, in worst case will be when array will be given to you in a descending order. So onto that case we have to do the n number of comparisons and again n number of swappings will be done. So again the worst case time complexity for insertion sort is n square and swappings will be also n square. If array is given to you in ascending order already, so that is the best case. In that case what you have to do is you have to make the comparison. So let's say this you are comparing. So for the first item you are comparing with the first location, which is 0 comparison and 0 swapping, and onto the second phase you are comparing. One comparison has been done because 20 is at its position only, so one comparison and one no swapping will be done in the best case. So next again we have to move to the next. So again here the one comparison will be done and so on up to n comparisons. So how as number of elements are there, that number of comparisons will be done. So that's why order of n is here. But no swapping will be done because already the array is in a sorted form. So to understand the worst case, in that case we will be provided array in descending order, so which may be like this. So let's say this is our array given to us. So we have to sort it using insertion sort. So this is a worst case. So firstly we have to do the comparison. So first case we will do the comparison at first position and comparison will be done, and also swapping will be done. So one comparison and one swapping will be done, and after that 40 will be here and 50 and then 30. So next we have, this is our size. So next we are moving to 30. So again we have to do the comparison. So one comparison is done, again second comparison will be done because here in this case 50 is greater than 30 and 40 is also greater than 30. So two comparisons are done and so two swappings are done because firstly 50 will be shifted to this location and 40 will be shifted to this location and then 30 will be inserted. So as we are increasing till the n number of size and n number of comparisons and n number of swappings. So this is going to be, we are moving reaching to n minus 1. So this is going to be like this. Our time complexity will be order of n square itself. So this is how we are doing or finding the time complexity for insertion sort. So for average case, again the time complexity will be order of n square itself. Now we will understand insertion sort and its code using this simple example. In this example we have 4 number of items, so n here is 4. So we will try to execute this code so that the concept will be clear to you. So starting with I is equal to 1. So this is the first initial condition for this loop. So inside this we have to find the temp value. So into the temp a of I, which is a of 1, which is 3 here. So j's value is I minus 1. So now this is 0. So now we will check for the condition. While j is greater than equal to 0, yes, j is equal to 0, and a of j, which is 0, if this is greater than temp, which is 3. At a of 0 we have 6. If 6 is greater than 3, yes, both conditions are true. So we can move into the while loop and we can execute this condition. So inside this condition, a of j plus 1, current value of j is, after this loop, when we quit out of this loop, so jth value is 0. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So is equal to, we have to pass the current value. So we can override because inside the temp we are storing the value of this 3. So we can easily do the overriding here. So now a of 1 will store the 6th value. So a of 1 will store the 6th value and j will be decremented, and after that this will be a negative value. So after this the while loop will not be executed. So for this for first iteration, so while loop will be executed only once. So after the while loop, when we will go out of the while loop, j is decremented because this statement has been executed. So j's current value was 0, and after that its value is got in negative -1. So after this we have a of j is -1 and +1 becomes 0. So a of 0 is vacant. So onto that we can pass the temp value. So temp here is 3. So after the first iteration where I is equal to 0, so our array will look like this: 3, 6, 2 and 5. For second iteration, I is equal to 2, which is less than 4. So we can run and go into the body of for loop. So onto the temp, we are storing a of I, which is our second index. So this is our current array. So at the second index, so this is 0th, 1, 2 and 3rd. At the second index, we have value 2. And onto the j, I minus 1, which is 1 here. So now we'll check for the condition of while loop if it is to be executed. So jth value is greater than 0. So first condition is true. For second condition, a of j, which is a of 1, if this is greater than temp, so at the a of 1 we are having 6. So 6 is greater than 2. So now both conditions are true. So we need to execute this first condition. So first swapping will be done. So a of j plus 1, which is 1 here, 1 plus 1, which is 2. So onto this a of j, j's current value is 1, 6 will be shifted to the next position. So this is the swapping. So at the second index 6 has been shifted, and after that j's value is decremented. Now j is equal to 0. So for that we will again check the condition is true, jth value is equal to 0. So now again we will check a of 0. Now after this first swapping, our array will look like this: 3, 6 is shifted to next position, and after that we are having 5, and this location is empty. So this is our index values. So now again we have to check a of j, a of 0. So into that we have the 3 value here. So if this is greater than a of temp 2, which is again true, so both conditions are true. So again this while loop will be executed. So a of j, now j's current value is 0. So 0 plus 1, which is 1, a of 1 index will store a of jth value. So now current a of 0's value is 3, and a of 1 at this location 3 will be shifted. So a of 1 will store 3 now. Now this has been shifted, so this space got blank. So this is how our array will look like, and this location is vacant. So after this assignment statement, jth value will be decremented by 1. Now j was storing 0, and after that j will be negative. So out of this j will be -1. So a of 0th location, because this is vacant, so onto that we will store the temp value, and temp value currently stores the value of 2. And after this iteration, which is I is equal to 2, so our array will look like this: 2, 3, 6 and 5. Moving to the next iteration, for I value is equal to 3, which is again less than 4. So we will move further onto this first for loop. So inside temp, now this is our current array. So we will consider this array. So onto this index, these are the index values: 0, 1, 2, 3. So temp is storing a of 3. So a of 3 is having 5 here. So this is our current array. So we need to consider this. So temp is storing 5 value. Now moving to next, jth value is I minus 1, which is 2 here. So now we are moving inside this. So for that first condition is true. Now we need to check if a of 2 is greater than temp, which is 5. So at the location a of 2 we are having 6. So 6 is greater than 5. So this is true, and j is greater than equal to 0. So both conditions are true. So that's why this while loop will be executed. Now inside this while loop, what we have to do is, inside this while loop, a j plus 1. So jth current value is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. A of 3 now will be storing the value of a of j, which is a of 2. So now this 6 will be shifted to next position. So let me write it here: 2, 3, 6 and 5. So meaning of this statement is this 6 will be shifted or swapped to the next position. So 2, 3, and now here's the question mark, and 6 is shifted to the next position. So currently we are storing 5 into the temp, so we can freely override this value. So now moving to the next, j will be decremented. Now jth value will be 1 because currently it was storing 2. So now onto the j value is 1. So we'll check for, so this is the current array for us now to consider. So these are the index values. So a of j, with j is greater than 0. So first condition is true. Now we'll check for the second condition, and on to the second condition, we know a of j, a of 1. Now at current location we have 3. So if this is greater than current value, which is 5, temp value which is 5. So now this condition is false because 3 is not greater than 5. So now this time the while loop will not be executed and the control will go out of this while loop. And next condition is a of j plus 1. Now current value of j was 1, 1 plus 1 which is 2. So onto the second index we will store the temp value. Now temp value is 5. So now 5 will be inserted here. So after this iteration, our array will look like this: 2, 3, 5 and 6. So this is our sorted array. So this is how insertion sort works, and this is a simple code. Thank you.
If you found some value in the content shared in the video, please hit the like button below. Also do subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates. Thank you for watching.